Hello. Good morning. Hi. How are you? Looks like we're live everywhere. A little crooked here. I guess it's okay. Hi. Hope everyone is doing well today and staying cool. It's been in the hundreds here. It feels like it's been over 100 degrees every day for a month, even though it's only been like 2 weeks. But hot. Hi there, Amber and Caragwen. I wanted to give some news for those of you who have been supporting me and following the journey that I was on, helping my friend Linda as she was preparing for her transition from this life. I did receive word. If you were not up to date with the saga, she was in the hospital and then they transferred her to a traditional hospice. She was very unhappy there. She didn't want to be in traditional hospice. She wanted to be in a more natural setting and a more spiritual setting. And then between she and her friend and myself and her other friend, we found one of her long-term friends up near Portland who was set up in her home with a place that Linda could go to pass consciously and spiritually under her own terms. And so Linda went up there a few weeks, like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And I just got word that she passed over the weekend and she had a peaceful passing. So I wanted to just say thank you so much to everyone who was supportive, kind, loving, who sent prayers for Linda. Um, she did have a peaceful crossing. And now she's one with everything. And I am I'm glad that she is okay and that she is no longer in pain. And actually, she was extraordinarily brave all the way to the end, refusing painkillers, refusing anything that would compromise the consciousness of her passing. And I really respect that. I respect everybody's choices. You know, it's your choice. It's at your moment of death, but it was really important for Linda to do it her own way. And so I'm really glad she was able to. And Linda passing in the month of Baba Yaga would be just the most poetic thing in the world, really. She was a Baba Yaga kind of person. She had tremendous distrust of the system. She had a really ferocious devotion to natural herbs and healing methods. She lived off grid for 45 years. I mean, she wandered the wilds of southern Mexico and Guatemala undocumented for 40 years of her life. She had no official paperwork in any country for 40 years of her life. And then before her mother died, she had to sneak back into the United States and go get her mother and take her mother to the Social Security office so that her mother could say, yes, I gave birth to this woman who's now in her 60s. I've never met anyone like that before in my life, and I probably won't meet anyone else like that again in my life. And it was a privilege to be Linda's friend and her tarot reader and her death doula for the weeks that I was able to serve in that role before she went up north. So to Linda, we're going to chant. Yesterday, this wick was having a little wick drama, so it's still having a little wick drama, but it's better. So I've left it burning so that it can resolve its wick drama. Crone mother, bone mother, healer, seer, witch, secret keeper, screech owl, mighty wolf bitch, Baba Yaga bright dawn, Baba Yaga red sun, Baba Yaga midnight, Baba Yaga black sky woman, keep me safe within your sight, keep me on the path of right. Crone mother, bone mother, healer, seer, witch, secret keeper, screech owl, mighty wolf bitch, Baba Yaga bright dawn, Baba Yaga red sun, Baba Yaga midnight, Baba Yaga, Black Sky Woman, keep me safe within your sight. Keep me on the path of right. Oh, see, Wick drama still running the show. Where's my stick? I had a little stick I was using to poke at this. I guess I can use the pen. Let's try again. This wick really keeps wanting to fall. I think I'm going to need to splint this wick with like a matchstick. Well, this is kind of a good moment lesson here for those of you who burn glass jar candles. One of the things that you can do if your wick is not stable, let's see if I have a set of matches in here. I don't think I do. Oh, no, that's not it. One of the things that you can do, I'll have to do this later, is you can get a matchstick. If you have a wick that keeps falling down, you can get a matchstick. And while the wax is soft, you can drive the matchstick down into the, there, maybe that'll help, into the hot wax and splint the wick. Okay, let's see if I can keep this lit now and get it up here and come back at it with a match later. Whew. Pushing through those obstacles. All right. So let's draw our card. Yesterday was faith in the process, encouraging us to just have our trust fall and surrender into what is and allow the mystery to guide us rather than feeling like we had to willfully exert ourselves in any direction. How'd you do with that yesterday? I hope you did well with it yesterday. One more shuffle here. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Card number 21. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuations of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within. Yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless, vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Some might call it eternity. Within that sanctuary, sacred sound is felt rather than heard. That sacred sound is actually the reverberating heartbeat of the entire universe. Your own heart's rhythm sounds within the greater universal heartbeat. The totality of life, all of your being, can be felt as one through listening to and feeling for the sacred sound of the heart beating within you. It is through this heartbeat that we experience a love that is more than preference or attachment. This is the love that inspires, energizes, and moves us to create, even beyond what we once thought was possible. Your love for life and the need to feel alive and express yourself, and that quest for that which is truly fulfilling, these are the sacred urges that rebel against fear and promote passion for being alive. They flow through your blood and can be felt through the beating of your heart. This oracle has a message for you. There is the way of the mind, which can make mountains out of molehills, even if it thinks it's turning mountains into molehills. Then there is the way of the heart. It is subterranean and moves subtly beneath possible obstacles. intelligently shifting with exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward through dangerous pathways and responding to what is before it even occurs in the physical world. With the heart's intelligence, we cannot see and know in the same way that we do when we allow the mind to direct us. We have to be open to another way if we want to benefit from the innate intelligence of the heart. The mind sees, plans, and strategizes. The heart feels, responds, senses, and intuits. When we walk the path of the heart, we must feel and respond rather than planning our way. It is a different way to live and to create, closer to the earth, to the source of life itself. The way of the heart is not for those lacking in courage and trust, but you are not one of those. You are being asked to trust your heart and to drop into it. The mind is important, but it cannot supplant the heart. The role of the mind is to serve the truth of the heart. That is, to create the spacious chamber of receptiveness into which the sacred rhythm of your heartbeat can resound. This oracle comes with guidance for you. Deep within, you know what to do and you know what is true. It doesn't matter whether the mind and its plans seem to agree with your inner sense. Your willingness to trust your heart and to rebel against fear will serve you well. Let your heart lead you. Be sure of your faith and trust in what you feel. Today, we are going to go beyond the thinking mind, the endless conniving of the mind. And I don't mean that to say that the mind is sinister. It's just always conniving, really. It's always trying to figure things out so that the mind likes to have the answers. So when we have our mind running the show, we want to have the answers and we want to be right and we want to be able to explain everything. We also feel the need with the mind to justify ourselves, to have everything have to make sense to people around us. But the reality is, most of us don't make sense to each other 100% of the time. Your decision for why you do what you do, your reasons, I might not understand them. That doesn't mean that I don't care or that I can't care. And I think that's something that's really gotten lost in our culture, is that there's such a need, especially with social media, for people to feel like they have to put their opinions out there, put their stories out there, and have others agree with them. And if another person doesn't agree, then the disagreement becomes its own whole story. And those stories of agreement and disagreement, of making sense versus not making sense, will run the show unless we take it back the power and give it to our heart. The heart doesn't actually need to agree. I don't need to agree with someone to love them. I don't need to have the same views that they have. I don't need to think the same way they do. I don't need to see the reasons why they've chosen to do something and deem it valid in order to love someone. All I need to do to love is love. All I need to do to love is love. So if I have a friend or a person, I'm going to tell you something that here, this is where I'm going to get to tell this story. I'm so excited. The other day this happened and I've been thinking, I really want to tell the temple about this, but I'm not really sure, like, will people understand what I'm saying? But this card is the perfect opportunity. So there's a man here in Dunsmuir. I won't say his real name. But he has some pretty severe mental illness. And he's quite unkempt. He's unshaven. His hair is in mats. He's often dirty and wearing multiple layers of clothing. He does have a home. He's not living on the street. He owns his home, actually, and has lived in his home here in Dunsmuir for a very long time. He used to have a family. Tragedy struck. And after tragedy struck, he lost his mind. And when he lost his mind, it was like there's all these voices around him all the time. So when you see him walking down the street, he's yelling into the wind, he's, you know, gesturing, he screams, he calls them names, the voices that he hears, he argues with them ferociously. And I remember when I first moved to Dunsmuir feeling a little intimidated by him, like when I passed him on the street and he was screaming, I was like, oh, am I in danger? But then my friend told me, no, he's fine. He yells, but he doesn't do anything. And here's his name. And if you say his name to him and you say hello to him, he will respond and he'll stop yelling. He'll calm down for a minute. So the other day, a woman, obviously someone new to this town, said, is there something that can be done about this man who is dirty and unshaven and walks around the streets screaming all the time? I just feel like he's really intimidating, and, like, we need to get together as a community and maybe do something about this. And I'm not kidding. Like 40 or 50 people came on that post and were like, no, there's nothing that can be done. There's nothing that needs to be done. He has a home. He has food. He has friends. We care about him. He's only arguing with his demons, and everybody's got demons. He just argues with them out loud. Don't be, you must be new here. If you don't care about this man, you're doing Dunsmuir wrong. I was over the moon, because I am one of those kinds of people who's like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if someone's, crazy, or if somebody's politically wrong, or if somebody's this or that. They're mine. If someone's mine, I'm Taurus, so I'm super loyal. If somebody's in my world, they're mine. And you better not come after them. You better not say anything about that. I get super defensive about them. And I loved that all Dunsmuir came out and was like, you might not like it, but he's ours, and you're not going to do anything about this. And in the thread, there were people who were like, well, we could do mental health resources and did it. And there were a whole bunch of other people who were like, yeah, tried it, did it. They don't have the money. They don't have the thing. Don't try, don't tell us. We know we've been taking care of this man for the past however many years. We've been here for him this whole time. Who are you? I loved it. Such a Baba Yaga moment. That may be a witch in the woods, but that's our witch. She delivers our babies. She makes our medicine. She helps us get abortions when we need them. She doesn't tell our parents when we've done something wrong that really we need to correct and can't do something and we're crazy teenagers. She is there for us when we're at our lowest. She doesn't throw out somebody who's convicted of a crime. She doesn't throw out somebody. She never tosses anyone away. This is so Baba Yaga. This is so Baba Yaga. She might be crazy, but she's ours. Honestly, I kind of sometimes hope that you guys think that about me when you're watching and I'm going off over here just by myself saying things to you that you're like, well, I don't know if I agree with her today, but she might be crazy, but she's ours. I think all of us want that in our lives to some degree. We want to know that we have that ride or die energy in our lives. Somebody who really cares enough to be like, I don't care if this person is popular. I don't care if this person dresses well or doesn't. I don't care what you think. This one's mine. We want that. We want that feeling. I want that feeling. Yes, Priestess Josiah says, allow cake. I like that very much. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm with you. So, beyond the mind, at the end of the day, this fellow here in Dunsmuir, he argues with his demons out loud. But the reality is, a lot of dressed up, sane-seeming people who have money or have whatever resources, they also argue with their demons. They just do it in their heads quietly. Don't tell me that they're not doing the same thing. They're fighting with their mother-in-law who's been dead 10 years in their head. They're fighting with their child who they can't get to go to bed on time in their head. They're just doing it in their head. This fellow just does it out loud. Anyway, that is today's divination, if that's what you're here for. She might be crazy, but she's ours. He might be crazy, but he's ours. You know what? You might be crazy, but you're mine, and I'm here with you. And you can go ahead and have your moments and disagree with me, and I can disagree with you. You can go ahead and have those moments of flailing, and I'm still going to be here. And I know you're going to still be here. Because for us, people like us, we need each other, we care about each other, and we know there's something bigger than the small agenda of the mind. Yes. And as extra special shout out to all my crazy cat ladies out here. All my other crazy cat ladies. Extra special shout out. You don't have to justify how many cats you have to me. I will never judge you. Okay, so that is our short bit for today. Now we're going to dive into Guanyin practice. Let's go. 3 prostrations before the shrine. And whenever the demon voices get too strong, whether they're inner demons or outer demons, we can always take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And I would like to hold this fellow in our prayers today, as well as the spirit of Linda. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering for Guan Xiyin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahong. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. And taking up our malas, let's do 108 recitations of Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, remembering the one who never abandons us, who never walks away in any kind of disgust or disagreement. She is always there with compassion. Guanyin. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. 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 And the brief wind horse practice of Tara by Patrul Rinpoche. Lume chuksum chidang jetsun ma gyayum pakma drome jintu yi daki sisu pajor nyandraknyam yarnu dadang yarji sushindu kepar kaje wangtang lungta nam nyampa sushing chetu gawa lang chije lekpe lamdru rowa dang sering neme de dang denjur shi. Through the blessing and power of the unfailing Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and of Jetsunma, mother of the Buddha's noble Tara, may our lifespan, merit, prosperity, and renown increase like a waxing moon, like a rising summer lake. Especially may our good fortune, Wangtang and Windhorse be healed when they weaken, rejoined when interrupted, raised up when sinking down. May whatever we do turn out well, and may good health, long life, peace, and happiness be ours. Lume chuksum chidang jitsun ma galyum pakma drome jintu yi taki sisu pajor nyandraknyam yarnu dadang yarji sushindu kepar kaje wangtang lungta nyampa sushing chitu gawa lung chije lekpe lamdu drowa dang sering neme dedang denjur shi. And 108 recitations now of Om Mani Padme Hum, calling out to Guanyin to send compassion to all those who feel left behind, abandoned, hurt, or neglected by those who they love. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks to our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Swasti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Chögyam and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guan Yin in our hearts. Namo Guan Shi Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guan Yin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher, and wishing everyone a really great day. And hopefully in your life, you've got those people who are ride or die for you, and the people that you know you're ride or die for. And honestly, that is really a big part of what the human experience is all about. That kind of closeness, loyalty, friendship, and love. So lead with the heart today. Be back tomorrow. Bye now.